Now we're heading into Marble Zone. With Marble Zone, I will show you two different routes. And it's going to look exactly the same, except the cycles are going to be different. So for the first one, I'll show you the second cycle, in which you can get roughly a 59 or a 1 minute flat. For the first cycle, you can get like a 53 or a 54 by doing like slightly safer strats, but it's a little more risky in terms of like cycles. So like Marble Zone is basically your cycle base slash damage boost set of stages. So starting off, as always, you want to start by jumping at the beginning. And you can pretty much get across here however you wish, but you want to make sure that once you get to the other side, like right as you get to this point, this platform will be rising up and it'll block your path in case you bonk into anything at the beginning. And what this will do is this will set you up for the second cycle. So let's say, for example, I'm starting the level out and I'm pretty much using those dips to jump, but you bonk right here. You bonk against a wall and you pretty much play through the level normally, and you kind of see that the platform's in the way. So then you just keep moving on. Avoid getting crushed. It is possible for Sonic to get crushed when the platform is moving upward, so you just want to be careful with that. And then you can start rolling as soon as the spike chandelier passes. And for this part, you want to turn Sonic to the left while moving to the right, so you can set up for the first damage boost. And then you'll land on these next set of blocks here. Then you just keep going. And then the second damage boost is here. So right as you see the spike chandelier right about this height, you want to jump up and then get damage boost. So you'll get hit and you'll land on this ledge right here. And then the moving blocks that move left and right, they'll pretty much be set for the second cycle. And then you can just stand right here, let this spike chandelier on the right drop down, and just jump onto it. And then you're pretty much in the clear to finish up. So that's a 1 minute flat right there. Now to do the first cycle, I pretty much avoid bonking as best as possible. And by the time you hit the shield here, you can roll right through that little gap there. Hey, what's up, Scott? How you doing? All right, so for the first cycle, this part is a little tricky. You want to make sure that this green platform here is not lined up to the ground. You want it to be just slightly higher. So you want to do like a short hop onto that platform. I'd say, let me see, right about here. So you pretty much jump like at a short height to land on that platform, and then you just keep moving, and that should set you up to get a damage boost without getting crushed by the boulders. Or not the boulders, like the blocks. Let me see if I can make a save state before that. Yeah, no bonking, so you pretty much get through there just freely. Go here. I'll make the save state right there. You kind of see I did the damage boost differently now, and I didn't get crushed. So from this point, while you have your iframes, you want to try to get across there, but not die like that. And I did that a little late, so I ended up getting crushed. So you want to jump right before your iframes run out, so that way you can pretty much land on this ledge safely. And pretty much the same thing applies to do the damage boost on that spike chandelier. But you want to make sure you catch this right away. Like if you see this platform go to the right, then you're gonna miss the first cycle. All right, let's try that again. Jump right before the iframes run out. And then you want to quickly catch those platforms. And then just finish the level like normal, and you should finish with about a 53 or a 54. That's the first cycle. I'm glad you're learning a lot. That's good. Yeah, I'm trying to explain things to the best of my ability, but anyways, Marble 2. This one's a bit of a doozy. So I'll pretty much describe the level itself, and then I'll pretty much show like how the level would play out. So as always, jump at the start of the level to get your momentum. And you can pretty much run across this right here. Because Sonic will have enough momentum to pass through this gap. If he's any slower, then he'll fall into the lava pit. And then for this part, I usually jump right as you see this patch of grass. Like probably like in the middle of this. And I try to jump onto this corner to land on here. And I just keep holding right and I'll land on this switch. So it should look something like, not like that, but it should look something like this. That way you don't lose your momentum to press on the switch. And then once this platform is going down, you want to make sure to avoid these corners as best as you can. You can kind of like tap left a little bit. Jump into that. And then on this part, you want to keep your momentum going. So as you hit the badnik that's over here, you want to try to land on this green block. And you don't need to push this or anything, because as you have forward momentum going, you should be able to land on this platform right here without bonking into that top block up there in the ceiling. So as you're moving, land on the green block, and then you can just jump on this platform. And then you just continue forward by jumping on these platforms until you reach here. Now this is like one of the damage boosts that is kind of difficult to do. So you want to jump right where those green pawn looking things in the background are. That's where you want to start jumping. So that way you don't bonk into any of those corners here. And then for this last one, you can actually damage boost to the right of those spikes. If you get damage boost to the left, that's fine too. But yeah, ultimately you want to get damage boost to the right. So by seeing those little green pawn things in the background, that'll help out. And I'm pretty much doing full jumps on those too. Whoops. Now we'll just keep it going, it's no big deal. I guess in this case, you can pretty much brush up against this wall here, but you want to avoid that top corner. But you can run into this one just to get your momentum going. It doesn't matter how you land down in here. You want to push this away. Jump, jump. And you want to jump at that first one, so you kind of saw how I got boosted to the right there. Now for this section, there are two things you can do. One, you can pretty much line up with these platforms to get across. Or you can just do a damage boost across. And for the damage boost, I usually try to jump right on the second half of this blue pillar right here. And I do a full jump. So while you're moving, do a full jump while these platforms aren't in the way, and it should boost Sonic to the right. So yeah, I find it a lot easier to do the damage boost strat. But you can also try to land on the platforms if you don't want to get hit. It doesn't really cost any sort of time. And then for this upcoming section, the caterpillars will be further to the right. So you just want to do like short hops right in between them, but you don't want to destroy them at all. Like you just want to jump over them and just avoid them. And then you want to get up to here. And you just want to jump across these platforms here. And you want to do full jumps. Full jump, and then you want to do a full jump again to land up here. Otherwise you'll miss and then just fall into the lava, and then you have to go back and do it again. Now for this section, you want to make sure that this green platform is coming outward, not inward. If it's coming inward, that's fine too, but it's best to have it going outward. So when you land on this platform, you want to go up on this slope, and while Sonic is like this, you want to jump and go to the right, so you can land on this ledge right here. Now for this section, there are several ways, or a couple ways you can do this. You can jump on the moving platforms, so from platform to platform, and make sure you don't bonk into like the stationary ones. So you want to jump across, and also these potoboos or lava bubbles, whatever these things are, fireballs, they'll be on a cycle too. So you want to go as quickly as possible, so you don't end up getting hit by them. And then for this section, you can just do a full jump to hit that first buzz bomber and avoid the rest of these enemies. And there's like a little bit of slope too, so you can get like more jump height off of it. And then for this section, you want to roll, and then right about halfway on this slope, you want to jump. And if this platform is lined up, you can roll off of it too, and you'll end up all the way to the right here. And then for this section, you want to break 5 or 6 blocks. It is possible to avoid this block right here by just barely avoiding this corner and then hit these last 2. So if you end up hitting the 6th block, you wait here for a second. Otherwise, if you don't wait, this lava shower will activate and you'll end up getting hit. Now, if you end up hitting 5, you can pretty much go right away. And then this is the safe strat right here. You want to avoid this middle block here, just jump across. And you can do the damage boost strat, just like in Act 1. And then with your iframes, you can pretty much bypass like that one chandelier and then get to the end. The other strat is using the invincibility block, or the invincibility. So I'll show how the level's done in both of those ways. So I'll do this without the invincibility strat. Oops, I accidentally bumped into that, but that's okay. Just keep it going. Yeah, this can definitely happen. Let's try the damage boost here. Here we go. So you kind of see how Sonic got boosted to the right. Avoid those caterpillars. And you kind of notice I'm also doing like left and right movements just to make sure I don't bonk into anything. And as you notice, I did miss that platform cycle, but I can still do this though. And left to right movements are okay, as it's pretty much ensuring that you don't bonk into anything. Okay, so I hit that 6 block, so I'm gonna wait here for a second. And you want to try to land on that green block and just jump across. Do the damage boost. Although, unfortunately, that caterpillar was in the way. That can happen. But if that didn't happen, you can finish this level in about like 106 or something. Now with the invincibility strat, pretty much everything applies throughout the beginning of the level. So the only difference is you're going to grab the invincibility right where the lava shower is happening. Okay, got boosted to the right. Alright, so I ended up landing on that platform, which is okay. Doesn't really ruin the cycles here. Oops. Yeah, this platform's still good. Alright, do the roll. Okay, hit 6 again, so I'm gonna wait a second and then go. Grab the invincibility. I'm gonna do a full jump. And you want to make sure that you avoid the middle and bottom step here. Otherwise, you'll lose your momentum. And then while you keep your momentum, you want to do a short hop and then immediately jump up here. So I missed it, so I wasn't able to catch that chandelier going up. But that's pretty much the big benefit of having the invincibility. And you can save like a couple seconds from the normal strat. Okay, let's try that again. Just jump on these moving platforms. Start your roll, jump off here. Okay, I hit 5 this time, so I can go freely. We'll jump. So there's that quick jump that I did there. And you want to jump right away again so you can catch that chandelier. And if done correctly, you can finish this anywhere between 59 to a minute and 1 second. Now we got Act 3 coming up. So for this part, you just don't need to interact with any of the enemies here. Now for this part, if you bonk into the wall here, chances are you'll get shot by the fireball, which will cost a little bit of time, but it shouldn't really matter. Now for this part, you can either just wait for these, I guess, ton weights or something. You can just jump across those, or you can pretty much damage boost through them. You want to make sure to avoid the corner. You can do something like that, but that is more of an advanced strat, but that would save like roughly a second. Actually, no, I don't think it saves any time. I think it's just practically the same amount of time. But if you don't want to use damage boost strat, you can do it this way. Just want to make sure that these weights are dropping down. And then there's really not much to say about this section here. This is pretty much like your waiting period. And I'll make a save state right before this one. So I'll make a save state right about here. Now for this part, right as the lava is shooting upward, you want to hold right as it's launching it. So that way Sonic will have enough time to run across that block, and then you'll be able to jump up freely. Otherwise, if you do it too early or too late, actually you'll be fine if it's too late, but if it's too early, then you won't make it up here. And now for this part, you want to jump up on this little ceiling here to do a damage boost off these spikes, and you can land up here. And then once you do the damage boost, you want to make sure you grab at least one ring, because there's another damage boost coming up right here. Also, if you're not comfortable with the amount of lives you have, you can get this one up right here. And then for this part, you just damage boost. And then while you have your iframes, just pretty much jump into that step there to land on here. Now for this part, you can pretty much just get up here. It doesn't really matter which steps you jump onto. But for this part, I normally like to do short hops and then avoid this set of spikes. You can also jump over these spikes as long as you have momentum. And then for this section, like, you don't necessarily have to stand on those weights, but for this one, you want to get on the second weight or the first weight. It doesn't matter as long as you get across here. And then we get to the boss fight. So for this boss fight, although I don't have the game music playing right now, you want to listen to the music. And there's a note that I usually listen for, and it's pretty much the note where Robotnik appears. That's when I start to jump, and then I get the first couple hits on there. So there's that damage boost that I'm doing. I'll just go through this section normally here. Okay, as long as you just get this section, I pretty much jump on that second one here. I'll make a save state for the Robotnik fight. I jumped a little early. There we go. So this is actually the 1.5 cycle strat, which is more advanced. So you kind of see that I get him in about a cycle and a half. But the safe way to do this, so, you know, wait for him to appear. You can get 3 hits in there, jump across, and then get the 4th. Jump back, and then get the remainder of the 4 hits. He'll shoot the lava bubble, but that's fine. You can pretty much avoid it, or just get hit if you want. And by doing that strat, and as well as everything else, you should get around a 124, or anything below like a 125. But to do this quicker boss fight, you listen to the music, and then you get first 2 hits here. Though while you're jumping across, when you're about at this jump height, you want to hold right, and as soon as you hit him, you want to get back onto this platform and then just keep jumping. And you want to catch him right before the lava touches you. So again, this is much more of an advanced strat, but it's something that you can practice. But as far as like the regular strat goes, you can just get the first 3 hits. You just pretty much fight him like however quickly you can. And then just land on the capsule.